So lately on the internet, I have been seeing a lot of hygiene advice, and a lot of them, as much as they are helpful, I think that they really do miss the point sometimes, or they've lost the plot. Okay, some of these videos, some of this content are all about product recommendation, this step and that step and do this and do that, while still missing the very essence of what hygiene should be. Okay, so in today's video, I'm going to be dialing it back. I'm going to be taking us back to the basics so that we can get to the real nitty-gritty of what to do to be clean and smell nice. Okay, and as usual, the people I have in mind when I'm making videos like this are my 3 daughters. Okay, so anybody else that is benefits, all well and good, but this video is for my daughters. Okay, so first of all, when it comes to hygiene as a woman, always think cleanliness first. Okay, it's not about the fragrance, it's not about smelling good, it's not about layering, it's not about all of that. First, think about being clean. A lot of the issues that people have with looking good and smelling good starts from their hygiene practices. Okay, so the first thing that you need to know is that you need to have your bath twice a day, especially when you live in a country like Nigeria. Now, if you live abroad, then okay, once a day is good, but you must have your bath at least once a day. I don't understand those people that say they stay 2 or 3 days without having their bath because they are in a cold region. I don't get it. When I lived in the UK, it didn't matter how cold the weather got, I had my bath every single day, at least once a day. Okay, but if you live in a hot region like Nigeria, you should be having your bath twice a day. I don't care if it is first thing in the morning and last thing at night, or sometime in the late morning and sometime in the afternoon. I don't care the the duration, but you should be having your bath twice a day, and I'll tell you why. By the way, this is as long as you don't have skin issues that can be triggered by excessive washing and all of that, right? So that goes without saying. But if you're just a normal person with normal skin issues, please have your bath at least twice a day. So for me, my 2 baths belong to 2 different categories. Okay, one is for cleaning my body, while the other one is for refreshing my body. Okay, so usually the bath I have in the morning is for refreshing my body, but the bath I have at night is for cleaning my body. Okay, yeah, because in the course of the day I have engaged in different activities that have made me sweat, or I have come in contact with different germs and bacteria and people and bodily fluids and all of that. So at night I make sure to wash off all those things from my body. Okay, so I'm not going to be recommending like particular products to you in this video, but I'm just going to be telling you overall the type of products you should use in all of these things, right? So there are 2 types of bar soap I use. One is an antibacterial bar soap, while the other one is just a regular schmegular bar soap. Okay, so you can have a moisturizing bar soap, you can have just a regular bar soap, right? So for the antibacterial bar soap, I do not use it every single day, but there are days when, let's say I go to a very dirty market, or let's say I go running and I run on the main road. The road is usually very disgusting, right? Whenever I do that, I make sure that when I come back at the end of the day or after that activity, I have my bath with an antibacterial bar soap, right? But for the most part, my everyday soap, I use a very simple, I also use the brand Simple anyway, but I use a very simple bar soap that just cleans all the grime and sweat and everything from my body. Now at night, after I use that bar soap, I go in and use a body wash. So I use a body wash that either treats skin issues like a retinol or a resurfacing body wash, or I just use a regular body wash to just help with the smell, right? But also, even with the body wash, it is not every day that I use that body wash at night. Okay, sometimes after my regular bar soap, I just get out of the shower. Sometimes after using the bar soap, I just go ahead and use a moisturizing body wash to moisturize my body. However, for me, those extra ones, those body washes and all of that are just the extra fluff. They're just the extra stuff. You need to wash your skin with a regular soap. Even if it is not a bar soap, even if it is a body wash, make sure it is a body wash that is not slimy and just leaving residue on your body. Make sure it is a body wash that actually washes your skin. Like, your skin should be clean. It doesn't have to strip your skin, but your skin should be clean. Okay, now in the morning I do the refreshing shower, which is just to refresh my body after I had slept and all of that. Okay, because I don't know why people think that because you had your bath and went to bed, your body is still clean. No, your body body has excreted a lot of fluid. Some of you sweat at night, you know, some of you have different kinds of discharge, some of you, you know, you drool while you sleep, you know, different things, or your bedsheet might not even be that clean, right? Different things might have occurred at night, okay? And you need to refresh your body. You need to have your bath when you wake up. So for me, my morning baths are usually not that deep, not that serious. I just use a regular bath soap, or I use a regular body wash. I don't use both, okay? Yeah, most times in the morning I don't use both. I just use a regular body wash or a regular bath soap and just clean my body. I always use a sponge when I have my bath. I don't know, it's just because of habit. I don't have to use a sponge every single time, but it's just habit. If I don't use a sponge, I don't feel clean. Yeah, so I always use a sponge. I use the normal African net sponge, just the normal net sponge. I don't use a loofah, scrub, this and that. It is not necessary as far as I'm concerned. I mean, all those hand gloves, they're not necessary. I've used them before, and to be honest, they are not necessary. Just get an African net sponge and use it. Now, that African net sponge, after having your bath, please wash your sponge. You can use your bar soap to wash the sponge, but please put soap again on that sponge, wash that sponge, and spread that sponge to dry. Okay, yes, it doesn't harbor bacteria, but if you squeeze it one place and keep it damp in one corner, it is going to harbor bacteria. So you need to wash that sponge. I'm not saying, oh, after you finish having your bath, you rinse the sponge. After you finish having your bath, rinse the sponge, then take soap, rub on the sponge, wash the sponge, squeeze, rinse it dry, and then spread it out. I usually cut off the rope on both sides. I wish I had one to show you guys here. I usually cut off the rope on both sides so I can spread it out and hang it to dry. Okay, now something that people overlook is the ventilation in your bathroom. Please open the windows in your bathroom when you have your bath. If you have an expeller or whatever, then that's fine. But for me, I always love to open the bathroom windows whenever I have my bath. Now, if you are in a bathroom that doesn't have a window, then make sure you open your bathroom door and also open your room window. Just open the nearest window to your bathroom or in your bathroom, okay? You need to air out your bathroom. Your bathroom needs air to dry the sponge, to dry the water, to dry the atmosphere, to kill the germs that you've left behind, okay? And to also help with your towel, okay? Now, let's get into the towel. For me, I always use a white towel, okay? Now, I know some of you love your colorful towels. You want to have pink, orange. You want to have really colorful towels. Some of you like to use black towels or blue towels because you think that it doesn't show dirt. And for me, that is a very weird mindset because I want to see the dirt of my towel, okay? I don't want one that hides. I want to see the dirt. And trust me, when you use a white towel, you will see all your sins, okay? All your sins are going to show. If you use a white towel and you clean your body after you have your bath and the towel gets dirty, then I'm sorry, you are not washing yourself properly inside that bathroom, okay? I'm sorry. There was a time that after I have my bath, after washing with my normal soap and I use this particular body wash I used to use, whenever I use that body wash, I realized that whenever I use that body wash and I clean my body with the towel, I would see residue on the towel. And I'll be like, what the hell is this? Didn't I have my bath properly? Until one day it's clean, because I'll try these things. I'll look at my towel after I have my bath without that body wash and my towel would look, you know, clean. But whenever I use that body wash and I clean my body, I would see almost, it's not even just brown, almost like cream colored stain on the towel. That was when it clicked for me that it was my body wash causing that, okay? And I found it very, very disgusting. So I stopped using that body wash. I don't care what they say the thing repairs on the skin. My skin is okay the way it is, okay? I don't want to walking around with that kind of residue, okay? So always use a white towel. But one of the biggest reasons why I use a white towel, aside, you know, seeing the dirt, is that I just bleach everything, okay? Bleach is such a powerful disinfectant. That's why they use it in hotels, in, you know, in kitchens, in hospitals. Bleach is a very, very powerful disinfectant. So in this house, I run my towel system like the hotel towel system, okay? What I do is every single person in this house, we all use the same set of towels, right? Which is basic, generic, big white towels, right? So because we all use the same towels, every day or every 2 days, I gather all the towels in the house that have been used. I pop them into the washing machine, put my soap, pour my bleach into the soap compartment and leave it to wash, okay? And it comes out smelling good, looking good. If you see my towels that I've been using for months at this point, some of them years, okay? Even though those ones I've been using for years, I need to get rid of them. But if you see my towels, you'll think I bought them last week, okay? Because they are all pure white. And that's because I use bleach on them. Okay, there's no point different people having different colors of towels. I have some towels in this house that have different colors, but to be honest, I rarely use them. Okay, rarely use them. White towels are very good. Now, there's no reason why you should have only one towel. Okay, there's no reason why you should have only one. If you can afford one, you can afford two. Okay, try as much as possible to have at least 2 towels. For me, we have like 12, 13 in this house, mainly because we all rotate it, but you should have at least 2 towels. Okay, so while one is washed and dried, you are using one. After, for me, I like to change my towel every day. Okay, that might be a bit excessive, right? Because for my kids, I don't change it every day, but that might be a bit excessive. But you shouldn't use the same towel more than twice, more than 2 days. For me, 2 days is a stretch. 3 days is like what's happening? You shouldn't use the same towel, let me just say, more than twice, right? Because again, you use this towel to clean your body. This towel remains damp inside your bathroom and it harbors bacteria from your skin. Yes, your soap doesn't wash everything off, right? Bacteria from your skin that is transferred to that towel. Not just bacteria, even dead skin, even, different orishi that is being transferred to that towel. It stays there and it starts to breed more bacteria. Now, after you now finish washing your body the next day, you will now carry that bacteria and transfer it back to your skin, and then the cycle continues, and you'll be wondering why your body is smelling even though you had your bath. It's those towels. Okay, go and check those towels and change your towels as much as possible. Change your towels as frequently as possible, and also use white towels so that you can just bleach the hell out of all of them. That's the same reason why I also like white bed sheets. I have some colored bed sheets, but I love my white bed sheets because I just bleach the hell. Not just bleach, sometimes I use vinegar, sometimes I use baking soda, but I make sure they are washed properly and they show dirt easily. Okay, that's the point for me. Then also, like I said, air your bathroom out. Always, wherever you keep your towels, make sure that place has ventilation. You can also just take your towels and go and hang them at the balcony. If you are the kind of person that has, a balcony and you have this thing for spreading clothes, then you can just take your towel and go and spread there. But if that's too much work for you and you want to spread your towel inside your bathroom, make sure there is air coming in and going out through somewhere. Okay, now, while having your bath, okay, especially if you are a big girl, okay, if you're like me and you have some extra, even if you don't have that, as long as you're a woman, or as long as you're a person, not even a woman, okay, because sometimes I think these men think that they smell like flowers and roses. Okay, as long as you're a grown person, you're not a child, whenever you go to have your bath, please take your time. All those and you're out the shower, don't do that. Okay, don't do that. Where are you rushing to? If you know that you are always rushing, if you know that you're always in a hurry, then give yourself more time to have your bath. Wake up earlier, give yourself 1 more hour to get ready, but you should be having your bath properly. Make sure you wash behind your ears, make sure you clean around your ears, make sure you scrub your armpits, make sure you scrub your neck and behind your neck, make sure you scrub your folds, raise things up, okay? You know what I mean? Okay? Raise it up and scrub underneath, raise it up and scrub underneath, open it wide and scrub in between. Okay, spread it apart and scrub in between. And please, the vagina is self-cleaning, so I will not use soap down there. Don't even argue it with me. Okay, don't even argue it with me. When they say the vagina is self-cleaning, they mean the inside, the canal, the inside is self-cleaning. So don't put anything inside, don't douche or douche or whatever. That's for the inside. But for the outside, because when it self-clean, when it cleans the inside and brings it out, you need to clean around that area. Aside even what it brings out, when you pee, okay, many people, once they pee, they just use tissue and they walk away. There's residue around that area. When you poo, there's residue around that area. Different discharges, even if you use a panty liner and all of that, there's residue left around that area. So please open it up and scrub. Okay, open it up. You don't need to use a sponge anyway, but at least you should use a soap, an unscented soap. Me, I don't like scented soaps. Okay, like I can use body wash that is scented, but you see that first soap that I used to clean, the proper cleaning, I don't like scented soap. I don't like soaps that have any harsh perfume or whatever in them. Use that unscented soap and just clean around that area and wash properly. You can squat, you can bend, but make sure you are getting into the folds and the labia and the corners and wash properly, okay? It's your body. I don't know why you are running away from your body. It touch your body. I don't know why people, especially ladies, well, I think I kind of know why, but don't be ashamed of your body. Don't be ashamed to check out places to look. Me, I dey check, oh, I dey carry mirror, I dey check. I dey even use phone, dey check sometimes, but I always make sure I delete from the trash, okay? Because hey. But you know, check down there, check what is going on down there, right? When you're done cleaning yourself properly, make sure you rinse properly. You really do not need to add anything to your water, but if your water is very bad, then maybe you can add a little bit of Dettol or whatever. But for me personally, I don't add anything into my water. I used to growing up because it was a thing for us to just add disinfectant into our water, but now knowing what I know now, I don't think it is necessary. Just make sure you are using clean water to have your bath, and make sure you use enough water so that you can clean your body properly, okay? If you have access to it, because I know somebody will soon come here and say some people don't have access, some people don't. Not every video is for everybody, okay? Like if it applies to you, then it applies to you. Thank you. Now when you come out of the shower, make sure you are in a place that is airy, okay, so that your body can dry properly. You can use your towel to dry your body properly, but not only just using your towel, let there be air in that place. For me personally, whenever I come out of the shower, because I use warm water to have my bath, I've tried to use cold water, but that thing shocks me. It makes me start panting. It makes my heart start beating faster, right? So I always use warm water, sometimes hot water, but you know, not too hot, but you know, my husband thinks my water is too hot, but I just use warm water to have my bath, right? So whenever I come out of the shower, I notice that I start feeling hot immediately. So to prevent myself from sweating or from, you know, being very hot, I always put on the fan. Whether there's AC on or whether the doors and windows are open or I always put on the fan first and stand in front of the fan to cool my temperature down. But if you're using cold water, then or your room is cool enough, maybe you don't need this step. But for me, I always put on the fan. I blast like highest. That's why we need electricity in this country, because as I'm saying this, I'm imagining people who don't have electricity, how they are going to do it, okay? But even if you don't have electricity, then just go and stand near the window or, you know, somewhere that you can get breeze in. So yeah, when I come to the shower, I try to cool my body temperature down so I don't start sweating before I now, because once you start sweating, then it's as good as you have released more bacteria into your system. Then you will now come and cover that bacteria or mix the bacteria with your cream and all those things, right? So I try not to sweat when I come out of the shower, okay? Now when you're out of the shower, when you've dried your body, then you go in with your body cream, your lotion, your whatever it is that you want to apply afterwards. For me personally, I use body cream and then an oil on top to seal everything in. Either an oil or body butter to seal everything in. Make sure you moisturize your body very well from head to toe. Before, I never used to do this, to be honest. For years and years, I was only rubbing cream. I was only doing moisturizer on my face and I rub cream on the parts that are visible. But the older I got, I now started to rub cream all over my body. So try and rub cream all over your body. Moisturize your armpits very well. I have dark armpits, which is kind of natural, but I feel like they got darker because I was using roll-ons and all of that without moisturizing first. So make sure you moisturize your armpits first. Make sure you scrub the armpits in the bathroom, then make sure you moisturize it very well first before you go in with your antiperspirant or your deodorant stick or whatever it is you want to put under your armpits, okay? So for under your armpits, an antiperspirant is very important, okay? I choose antiperspirant before deodorant, okay? You can use both if you want, but to be honest, an antiperspirant is, especially when you live in Nigeria in this hot region, just go in with an antiperspirant stick or a deodorant spray or whatever, just so that you can then prevent your armpits from sweating. Now, there are other things that you can use on your armpits and your groin region to help reduce smell or the bacterial load of those places. One is witch hazel, okay? Witch hazel, you can use the wipes, you can buy witch hazel like these Thayers. I use this Thayers witch hazel. Again, any witch hazel, you know, will work, right? So you use the witch hazel, put it on a cotton pad and just clean your armpits. You can do this after you had your bath or throughout the course of the day. Put it on a cotton pad, clean your armpits, put another one, clean your groin region or all your folds, and this helps to keep the place, you know, fresh, right? Some people like to put powder in between their folds. Personally, I don't like powder. I didn't even use powders for my babies when they were younger. The reason why I don't like powders is, aside all the one that they say, oh, contains this, contains that, causes this, causes that, those powders, I feel like when you put them, after a while, they now mix with the sweat. They now start looking, ew, I don't like it. I don't like it. It has never made sense to me. I feel like if you want to keep any place fresh, just air that place and then moisturize it and air it as well, okay? But for those people who like to use powders, and at this point you can go in with your powders and, you know, try to keep certain places dry and fresh. Some people like to use glycolic acid in their armpits. They say it helps with the smell and also the discoloration and all of that. But I think that glycolic acid is quite harsh for skin of color, okay, black people. Glycolic acid can be quite harsh, okay? So if you have very strong skin or very tough skin, then that's fine. But for someone like me, it is, my armpits became darker after using glycolic acid, okay? But if it works for you, then, you know, I love it for you. But for me, an alternative or something that works really well for me is using benzoyl peroxide wash. Okay, I use this one from Panoxyl Acne Wash. Benzoyl peroxide wash. So before I go and have my bath, let's say like 5 minutes before I go and have my bath, I put the wash under my armpit and then I do other things, brush my teeth, whatever, before I then go into the shower and have my bath. I noticed that this helps with the smell in my armpits, and it also helps with, you know, acne or, you know, ingrown hairs and all of that occurs in the armpit, okay? So one of the reasons why I like benzoyl peroxide as well is that I notice that whenever I do this, I don't smell easily, okay? Even if I forget to use like deodorant and all of that, I don't smell easily. And trust me, I'm very sensitive to smell, okay? Very, very sensitive. I'm always smelling myself and smelling people around me. Not like actively going to smell them, but, you know, once people pass around me, I generally just smell them, even my house and all of that. Benzoyl peroxide helps with smell, but don't use it alone, okay? I will advise you to use it and also use an antiperspirant or a deodorant, okay? So after you are done with all of this and you are done moisturizing, now it is time to put on your clothes. Please and please, I take God beg all of you now, please wash your clothes, okay? Wash your clothes and wash them properly. Now, I use washing machine to wash my clothes, but I'll be the first to tell you that the washing machine is actually not very good at washing clothes properly, especially the armpits of your clothes, okay? So I would advise you to spray some, you know, what they call the name now, either like stain remover or anything that is strong in washing, that is used to wash clothes, okay? You can even put a little bit of detergent on the armpits of your clothes, right? And then try and wash them with your hand before you put them into your washing machine, okay? But if that is too much for you, you don't want to go through all of that, just take that spray. It can be any disinfectant spray or any fabric spray or whatever for removing stains. Take it and spray it on the armpits of all of your clothes before you put them into the washing machine, because they don't wash clothes well. But if you're hand washing your clothes, make sure you wash your clothes. So personally, I don't wear clothes without washing them, even if they are brand new clothes, right? However, let's say I want to try on new outfits. I try on those new outfits when my body is dirty shortly before I go and have my bath, okay? So let's say I want to go and have my bath now. I bring out those clothes, I try them on, then I dash into the shower and go and have my bath, okay? I wash the clothes off my body, then I take those clothes and go and wash, iron and all of that before I start to wear them, okay? This is just for hygiene purposes and to prevent any preventables, because some of these clothes have been worn and tested by different people before they shipped them to you, and then you don't know what you can contact from all of those things. I mean, it might just be paranoia, but you know, it helps me sleep better at night, okay? Thank you. But yeah, I brought that up to say that I know that some people will test an outfit and be like, oh, it's nice, okay, I like it. After testing that outfit, they will now drop it on the couch in their room or on a chair in their room or hang it inside their wardrobe, and then they will now wear it the next day or some days later. Please don't do that, okay? Because as long as it has come in contact with your body, some germs have been transferred to those clothes, okay? Especially if you are a big person person, especially if you sweat a lot, if your sweat has been transferred to those clothes, when you go and hang them back in your wardrobe or hang them wherever you are hanging them, the bacteria start to multiply and those clothes start to smell. You might not smell it because it's your clothes, because it has been around you, you know, your nose has gotten used to it, but trust me, it smells, okay? So whenever you try out clothes, make sure they are clothes you are about to wear, and if you don't end up wearing them, then wash them before you put them back inside your wardrobe, okay? Then any outfit you have worn and stepped out of your house, whether you wore it for a quick run to this place, for a quick run to that place, please wash it, okay? Especially for tops. Now, I can understand your trousers. I can understand not wanting to wash your jeans every day. Now, for clothes I don't want to wash every day, like jeans, like some skirts, some heavy materials, make sure you sun dry them or air them, okay? Make sure you air them out and leave them aired out until you want to wear them again. Still, do not carry them and put them back into your wardrobe, okay? It's not about how much perfume you sprayed on them. It's not about how much deodorant you used. Those clothes are going to smell, okay? So do not put bad clothes into your wardrobe or into wherever you keep your clothes or into your drawers or whatever. Do not put them back once you have worn them out of your house. Now, at this point, you have had your bath, your body is clean, you've moisturized, you've worn your clean clothes. Now you can go ahead and put your body spray, your perfumes, your whatever you want to put on top, your layering and all of those things. Now is the time for you to do that. Even your body oil, some of you have scented body oils and all of that you like to use. Now is the time to do all of that. Now, like I said earlier, all those things are good, okay? You know, go ham if you want to go ham. However, those things to me are not the basics, okay? So let's stop majoring on all those things and major on this part I just mentioned first. When you are done with all of those parts, even if you use a simple body spray or an affordable perfume that smells good, you will smell good. Instead of, you know, focusing on spending, I'm not saying you should not spend so much money on your perfumes, you know, do you, right? But instead of focusing on that, focus on your hygiene first before you focus on all of those extras. Now for your teeth, okay, I should have said this one earlier, but for your teeth, please and please brush your teeth twice a day, okay? Now, not only should you brush your teeth twice a day, you should be flossing your teeth twice a day. Now, you don't even have to wait for in the morning or in the evening to floss your teeth. You can floss your teeth throughout the day, but make sure you brush your teeth properly. The best kind of toothbrushes to use are electric toothbrushes, followed by, there's this natural fiber toothbrush, bamboo fiber toothbrush or something like that you can use as well. Then use good toothpaste. Also, make sure you use a tongue scraper to scrape your tongue. Make sure you are using, you know, you can use your mouthwash before you brush your teeth. You can also use a water pick, okay, to floss before you brush your teeth. Then after brushing your teeth, do not rinse out the toothpaste. I'm saying this and I'm feeling hypocritical because anytime I try not to rinse out my toothpaste, I feel uncomfortable. I still rinse it out. I still rinse it out, but ideally, you shouldn't be rinsing out your toothpaste, okay? Also have xylitol chewing gum on you at all times or as much as possible. I like to chew gum. I like to chew gum that contains sugar-free gum that contains xylitol. This helps with your gums and helps with your breath and helps with your teeth and all of that, okay? Or you can just have the mints, xylitol mints, and just keep them in your bag so that you can pop them into your mouth anytime you feel like it to refresh your mouth, because sometimes the reason why your mouth smells is because it has been closed for too long, or you haven't eaten, you haven't rinsed your mouth or whatever. You might actually have funky breath. So just have that at all times. Just pop into your mouth and refresh your breath so that other people can breathe properly around you. Okay, thank you. But yeah, aside all of this, another very important point that we always forget is that some of these smells come from within, okay? All of these superficial, external things that you do can help, but if these smells come from within, I'm sorry, it is just like putting plaster on a gunshot wound. You are not doing much to help your situation. So go and see a dentist, okay? Go and see a dentist. If you are an adult and you can afford it, go and see a dentist. Your parents did not take you to a dentist growing up, I understand, but right now you are now your own parent, okay? Parent yourself to the dentist. Go and see a dentist. Let them do scaling and polishing. Let them close any of the holes that you have. Let them remove all your cavities or treat your cavities or whatever. Let them do the procedures they need to do. Go and see a dentist. Okay, for me personally, as an adult now, after I have seen the dentist and they have treated a lot in my mouth, I was like, I wish my parents had been taking me to the dentist growing up. So it's something that I do with my kids now every 6 months. Sometimes it gets to 8 months, but whenever I remember, I try to take them to the dentist so that they can check their teeth, clean their teeth, and also give us advice based on how their teeth is at that particular time. Okay, but it's very important for you to go and see the dentist. I'm not even saying you should have white teeth. Okay, it's not even about teeth whitening. Okay, because some people just think that going to the dentist is about having white teeth. It's not about having white teeth. It's about having clean, healthy teeth and gums, right? There's no reason why you should be having plaque in your teeth, visible plaque. Like, it's disgusting. But not only is it disgusting, it's actually unhygienic and not good for your health, okay, to have plaque in your teeth. So go and get those plaque removed and make sure you brush properly so that those plaque will not come back, and use very good toothpaste that contain good ingredients so you can brush properly, and make sure you brush well, scrub your teeth well so that it can remove all those things, because a lot of health issues actually stem from the health of our mouth, okay, the health of the flora and fauna the health of your gums, your mouth, your saliva, and all of those things actually affects your overall health, okay? But don't quote me on that, okay? Go and ask your dentist, go and ask your doctor, okay? Now, aside your oral health, your overall health of your body can actually affect how you smell, okay? Certain foods you eat, certain things like sugar is the enemy. Sugar is the enemy. Okay, carbs, processed sugar, all of that thing, they are the enemy. But just overall, your overall health actually affects how you smell, okay? So make sure you go to the doctor. Even how you smell down there, some of those nasty smells you are smelling, it's not because you didn't wash properly, it is because your body from the inside is bringing out all those things. So go and see the doctor, tell them your complaints, and they'll check you out and tell you what you should do. But from time to time, try and take things that are good for your gut bacteria, probiotics, prebiotics. I don't know about this pineapple thing people say. I don't really care. All I know is that your probiotics, your prebiotics, your apple cider vinegars, your teas, balancing your hormones and all of those things, will help with your overall hygiene and health, okay? So let me know in the comment section if I left anything out, or if you have any other extra tips and tricks that help with your overall hygiene. But like I said, I'm talking about the basics, okay? I'm talking about products, I'm talking about scents, I'm talking about the basics, like how to get yourself clean and healthy and strong and healthy, okay? Let me know your thoughts in the comment section. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'll see you all in my next one. Bye guys.